Howdy, I'm John L. Peacock.
And I'm Elena Rader.
And we are the directors of Midsummer Madness Youth Theater Camp. Along with our counselor, Lauren Anhalt, we brought it to you this year. This year was a little different, as you know. For safety purposes, we decided to not have a live presentation, but to create a video of all of the students' performances.
Which you're about to see. We also elected to do monologues rather than scenes to help with our social distancing. And this year was also unique because we decided to do devised work and have the children create their own monologues. Often as actors, we're interpretive artists and we're using scripts that are given to us. And this year, every monologue you see performed, your child had a hand in writing and we helped them edit it and finesse it.
Yeah, so here's a little treat for all of you. Enjoy.
Oh, for muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of adventure.
A kingdom for stage, princes to act, and monarchs behold the swelling scene.
And should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the port of Mars and at his heels,
Legion like hounds for fame, sword and fire, crouch for employment, pardon and gentles all.
the flat, unrise spirits that have dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object can this hawk behold, the vasty fields of France or merry cran, within the wooden O, the very cat
That did affright the air at Agincourt.
Oh, pardon, for a crooked figure may attest in little place a million.
Let us ciphers to this great come on your imaginary forces work.
Suppose within the girdle of these walls are now confined two mighty monarchies, whose high upreared and abutting fronts the perilous narrow ocean parts asunder.
Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts, divide one man.
And make imaginary precepts. Think, when we talk of horses, that you see them.
Printing their proud hoofs in the receiving earth.
Coaches your thoughts that now must deck our kings, carry them here and there, jumping or time. Turning confident many years.
Into an hourglass, for the which supply.
Admit me chorus to this history, who prologue like your humble patience bear, gently to hear, kindly to judge our play.
Hi, I'm Belle, but everyone calls me Beauty because of my beauty. Ever since I was 12, I wanted to marry a handsome prince. But then my father was imprisoned in a castle cell for stealing a rose or whatever. And then he just tried to trade me in his place. Talk about bad parenting. Oh yeah, and the castle was owned by an ugly beast. It looked like he hadn't shaved in 2 billion years. Yada yada yada, sometime later, the beast is dying. His dying words is he loves me. I obviously don't love him. But it'd be pretty rude to tell him that, so I just go along with it. But then, he transformed into this handsome prince. Total twist, if you ask me. And then, no, now, I'm queen! I was queen, correction. The beast found my secret diary and read it, what a sneak, and found out that it only married him because he's a prince. So, yeah, it's fine. No one wants to be queen anyway, like, totally overrated. Yeah. So, now, everyone hates me, I'm banished from the kingdom, and that's my life. Hey, Gaston! I wonder if it's still available. Well, oh wait, and that rumor that I read books isn't true. Don't believe it. Bye.
Good evening. I am Queen Brenda, and my daughter Lila has been looking for a prince all over the web, even prince.com. I personally think you find trash and frauds on prince.com, but what do I know? This story is based on the truth, loosely. My daughter just met a boy named Thaddeus. Now, the name sounds prince-like to me, but I wanted to make sure. So I broke out my NutriBullet and started making my famous peanut butter smoothie. It's 3 parts vanilla ice cream, 2 parts peanut butter, 1 part skim milk, and a teensy-weensy little leaf of curly kale. Once I gave it to him, he took a big gulp. His face puckered. He looked ill. And all of a sudden, he vomited all over the place and wailed, "Did I taste kale?" At that moment, I knew that Thaddeus was a man of good taste and would give my daughter a life of sweetness and good things.
Everyone always treats me like I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. All these random people keep showing up at my house. Who does that? Well, one day this old lady comes knocking on the door. Snow White answers, but I leave. And, well, when I get back, she's just passed out on the floor. When all the doors come back, they think that I did something. Yeah, I didn't like her, but I'd never try to kill her. I could prove to you that I didn't do anything. I could even help, which I never help with anything. So, I've seen this happen a couple times before. It happens more often than you think, and, well, hear me out. We need to find a random guy. Ah, random guy.
I am Prince Charming, and I'm looking for a princess to marry. So ladies, so one day I was walking in the forest and I came upon a clearing, and in the middle of the clearing was a bed with a beautiful girl laying on it. And I went to go wake her up, but she didn't wake up. And then out of nowhere, 7 strange men just walked right into the clearing, each holding a bouquet of flowers, and started putting it around the girl. And I was very confused about that. And it's been 3 weeks since I met the girl, and the 7 men are still coming every day with flowers. And as I get to know them, and especially one whose name is Grumpy, and it's obvious why, they started explaining to me why this girl is always sleeping. An evil old lady brought an apple and she ate it and she just fell asleep. And they said that the only way she can be awakened is by true love's kiss. So I did what any sensible prince did. Knelt down and I kissed her.
My name is Derek the deer. I am a deer. I'm a very smart deer, I must say. Humans messed up the whole Snow White story because they thought it was weird that I could talk, because I'm an animal. If you want me to tell you the story that really happened, I will. And to preview, I'm the great hero, nobody else. Alright, so once upon a time there was this girl named Snow White that moved to the cottage of the 7 dwarfs to hide from this evil queen that was trying to kill her. I happened to live nearby. I prance over there. Who's that? There's a girl that is coming up to the house. I walk near and peer at the girl nervously. She looks suspicious. I wonder who she is. Then it hits me. That is the queen disguised as a girl. She has a bag of apples and is trying to give them to Snow White. So I lunge at the queen, making the apples fall, and I take the poisonous one to the woods. Snow White follows me, panting and out of breath. I tell her, bring this poisonous apple to that girl. She's the queen disguised as a girl. Tell her that this is to pay her back for the wonderful apple she gave you. Snow White does exactly that, and it works wonderfully. I laugh. I'm a very smart deer, huh? I have great choices, and I save Snow White. In case you were wondering, Snow White can talk to animals, and I can talk back. Nicely.
I, Prince Jared III, was on a mission to rescue a beautiful girl with long, luscious locks of a blonde, natural hair color. So I hopped on my horse, made my way through the woods. After a few minutes of traveling, I found myself in a beautiful tower with a beautiful girl. The tower was so tall, it was like the Statue of Liberty. So I yelled up to her, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. So suddenly I find a pile of hair at my feet. I asked her what this was about. She said she cut her hair for Instagram or something, whatever that is. So I took my sword out, I slid it through the bricks to make my way up the tower. I hopped in the window, and I saw her just playing on her phone and doing Instagram lives and stuff. So I took my sword and I sliced her Wi-Fi router in half. So I just saw her turn on her cellular or something. So I was really mad at that point. I took her phone out of her hand, snapped it in half, threw it out the window. She was so upset, but I saw her pull out a huge box of phones from under her bed, all iPhone 11s, by the way. So I was so upset, I just hopped out the window, never to see her again. I made my way to my castle, so I could never be near that tower again. So at least now I have a lot of iPhone 11s for free.
Have you not heard of me? I love social media. I am an Insta star. My name's Rapunzel. My friends call me Rappy, but don't be confused. with Rappy the Rapper. He is super famous. He's got like 1 billion followers. Things were going great for me until one day this prince showed up. It was all like, Rappy, let down your hair, yo. It was so annoying. So then I was like, what? Whatever, Prince, you don't even have 6,000 followers. And I was like, what gives? You just interrupted my photo shoot. I'm trending. I gotta post more pics. My whole family gets in on this awesome thing. We are a super famous Instagram fam. Yeah. So I'm just like shooting pictures. You need to follow me on Instagram. I'm Rabby/Punchel Locked in Tower on Instagram. Because I don't just post pictures. I also post videos. I did one about me eating pizza. It was great. The pizza was delicious. Hashtag eating the pizza. Yeah. So then I threw down my hair and I landed a big pile at his feet. Yeah, I cut my hair. So what? Who cares? And I post on Instagram. Short hair, don't care. Guess what he sent to me next? Guess what the prince said? So annoying. He was just like, I'm supposed to rescue you from this tower. I don't even have a social media account. I don't even have social media. My mom made it for me. Those princes. So I just walked away and started posting my Instagram. Hashtag flawless. Hashtag woke up like this. So remember, if you don't have 6,000 followers, you're dead to me.
Stuck in this room, nothing to do and nowhere to go. I should have told Haley I couldn't go to her party. And now I have to do something. But whatever I do, somebody's gonna lose trust in me. Still, I have to do something. Then my mom told me she was going to my sister's basketball game with her. It was perfect. The game was 45 minutes away and 1 hour long, which was plenty of time to go to Haley's party and come back without my mom knowing I was gone. Then my mom came to my room to give me my phone, just in case I needed to call in an emergency. But little did she know, I'd be using it to text Haley and tell her I was on my way. There's just one problem with my seemingly perfect plan. All I had was my bike, and it wasn't fast enough to go to Haley's party and come back. So I went down to her garage to see what we had to use. And there it was, my brother's motorcycle. He left it here before he went to college. So I hopped on and rode away. Haley was so happy to see me. I was the life of the party. For once, I was popular. But then, oh God, my mom texted. She was almost home. She wanted to call. Worse, FaceTime. What do I do? I could tell her I didn't see the call, but no, I was lying to her enough. So I went into Haley's room and put her pillow behind my head, so it looked like I was lying in my bed. And then I answered. Hey, sweetie, she said. We're almost home and I can't wait to see you. I rushed to my brother's motorcycle. I hopped on, but it wouldn't start. Luckily, my friend Zachary was leaving in his car. I asked him to drop me off down the road from my house. Once I was there, I ran as fast as I could right through the back door. But there was my mom. Rapunzel Moore, she said. I was going to unground you, but now that you snuck off, I'm grounding you for 2 more weeks. No, stuck in this room, literally watching my hair grow.
Hi, I'm going to be telling you the story of Little Red Riding Hood. So, once upon a time, there was a little tween who thought she was a teen, but she really wasn't. But we're not going to get much into that. So, one night, she was forced to go into the woods. She was not happy about that. So, knowing her, she packed up camp supplies and she set off into the wood on the wrong path. That was the exact opposite of what Mother had said to do. And so, while she was gathering firewood for the fire she was going to have that night, she had fallen and met a wolf. That wolf is me. Hi, I'm going to be telling you my side of the story. So, when I got to Grandma's house for some muffins that she invited me, she started being very mean for some odd and particular reason. So, she told me to take her to the store. I think she thought I was her Uber driver. That's why she was so mad at me. Old people and their vision. So, when we got to the store, she didn't want me to shop with her. I think she was just mad at me for some weird reason. So, I left. When I got home, I ate a muffin. It turns out those muffins were expired. I'm not sure if muffins can go expired, but she probably put something in it. So, when I got home, I ate a muffin, wasn't very good, and then, so I was laying in the only bed she had in her house, which was probably for her. And so when I was laying in bed, Gram came home eventually, and she bought me these really embarrassing Grammy clothes, and she told me to put them on. Obviously, being terrified of her after she was being very mean to me earlier, I put them on without a doubt. And then she told me to open her mouth. At that time, I was very scared too. And now you know I didn't disguise myself as Gram. So when she told me to open her mouth, she said, I'm going to study wolves, so you need to keep your mouth open. And so, knowing her, I did. So when I opened my mouth, she jumped in and she said, don't close your mouth. And so I didn't. And then she was very uncomfortable to sleep with. And then morning came. That's when I got really hungry because all that I've eaten yesterday was some moldy muffins. And so I kind of got really hungry and ate Grammy. But now you know, it was not all partially my fault. So, Little Red Riding Hood. Now everybody believes Little Red Riding Hood, telling them I ate my grandma, which I did, but only because she was being rude and she told me she basically did it to herself. And now you know, Little Red framed me.
Once upon a time, Little Red Riding Hood, that's me, went into the kitchen and found a basket. It had a note in it. It said, Dear, you will go into the woods and bring this basket to Granny. The wolf is in there, so be careful. So, I went. I had met the wolf. It wasn't just a wolf, it was the wolf. When I got to my destination, I opened the door and I saw the wolf. Ah! The wolf gobbled me up. Luckily, I had met a woodchopper. The woodchopper heard me scream and came to the cottage and tore the wolf's stomach open. Me and Granny got out. Me and Granny got out. The wolf had woken up and when he tried to move, rocks jittered in his stomach. The wolf had learned his lesson. The end.
After me and my siblings got kicked out of our parents' basement, we decided to make our own houses for two reasons. Rent is way too expensive, and pigs can't have credit cards. I decided to make my house out of brick, my sister made hers out of straw, she's not too bright, and my brothers made his out of sticks. Our houses are finally finished, but now our high school bully, who also happens to be a wolf, invited herself over. Hank, our bully, used to say that we'd go nowhere after high school, which she was correct about, hence living in our parents' basement, but she didn't do much better. She now owns her own gas station and is a heavy smoker. She walked up to our houses and attempted to blow them down. And I'm telling you, you could smell it from a mile away. My sister's house is obviously no match for her lungs. Obviously, it's straw. So, as I predicted, it came tumbling down along with my brothers. They ran into my house for safety, but we all knew one thing: I'm next. She walked up to my front step and attempted to blow mine down. She's huffing and puffing over and over. You can smell fear in the air. Oh no, that's just her breath. Me and my siblings huddled together as we tried to hide from our fate. It's coming down! Or not. She gave up. She gave up. Thank God she's a smoker. We celebrated, but she looked defeated. Hey girl, wanna come in? Got meatloaf. So we ate meatloaf and we caught up a bit. She's actually a very nice wolf. At the end of the night, she gifted us each a 50-cent coupon to use at her gas station. She is so sweet. Can't say the same thing about her breath though. So that's the story of how I got a free Slim Jim from Hank's Gas and Sessions.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a bit ahead of myself. Would you happen to have 6 fingers on your left hand? You don't? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The reason you might wonder why I asked that is because my father was the most celebrated blacksmith in this country. He made the finest and the best and the most durable swords there were. And so a man with 6 fingers just like this came to my father and he gave him a very high price. And so my father agreed to make a very fine sword for this man in a certain amount of time. And so when this man came after my father had made the sword, he decided that he would make the price quite lower than what it was. And so my father refused to give him the sword. And so the man cut down my father by knocking his sword away and impaling him in the heart. And so he took the sword my father made, and then he went away. And so I decided to become a very fine swordsman, the best there was, so I could avenge my father's death and murder this man.
Hi, my name is Humpty Dumpty, and I am doing a true story. One day I sat on a wall. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Then a fox came. He wanted to... Oh no! He wanted to cook me, because after all, I am a giant egg. So then I fell off the wall, and I ran to the hospital. When I ran, I cracked one tracking. So then I had to run a little low. When I got there, I was all broken. So then I paid because I had $2 million. I paid, then they fixed me by putting tape. The next day I took off the tape and I was healed. Ooh. And that's the true story about Humpty Dumpty.
Okay. Damn. As a kid from the streets, I guess I never expected to end up in prison on the other side of the country. Say, what's so special about this lamp anyway? Oh! A genie? Like the ones that grant wishes. Whoa, cool. All right, for my first wish, I wish to get back to New York. I am back in New York. That's good. All right, for my next wish, I wish to look rich so I can marry the girl of my dreams, Jasmine. All right. Ooh, I look rich as ever. Wait, is that Jeff R up ahead? Oh, shoot. Oh, guess having a lamp was fun while it lasted. Time to hand it over.
Hey, whoa, a banana peel? Come on, Jack. You gotta stop doing that. I think you should go away for a little bit. Guys, I think we should pull a prank on him. We should switch his whipped cream with shaving cream, and we should give it to him. Hey, Jack, come over here. Try this whipped cream I got you. It's shaving cream. I hope you learned your lesson. Now we can be friends. Just then, a new kid came. He did pranks also. Oh well, gotta go. Bye.
I am Pinocchio. I was made as a children's toy, but a little bit of magic overnight made me so much more. I was gifted with life in motion. But it's just not the same. I just get bullied and abused every day for not being real. It's just with my nose problem, and I just feel so revealed. I don't even have human skin. Knock on wood that I'll ever be normal. But I once heard, when you grow up, you can be whatever you want to be. I am a real blood. I'm a real big handful? Yeah, that's it. I just know that somewhere, someone or something can make me a real boy.
Hi, I'm Jack. I climbed up this big vine and I saw all of these clouds. It's so fun up here. And I also saw a big house. I want to go inside, but I don't know if I should. Okay, I'm just gonna go in. I want to say hi to the giant. Excuse me, giant. Can you see me? I'm Jack.
B-5-O-5.
What's your name? Don't step on me. I'm kind. You don't have to hurt me. I can teach you how to be kind too. I have to get out of here. Bye. See you next week, maybe. Bye. Hi, I'm Lulu, and I'm a cat. Meow. So get ready. Me and my owner Dorothy got stuck in a storm, and apparently we're swept over a rainbow. And now I don't know where we are, but we're little tiny people that are surprisingly good at dancing, and a witch and flying monkeys. Man, I gotta get out of this place. Okay, we're in the middle of the woods, and I think I see a fox. Wait, no, it's a deer. No, a fox deer? Oh no, it's coming over. Wait, it's talking to us? Oh, it wants to help us. So we all walked into a big field, but it was on fire. We all ran to the end of the fire. Whew. Meow, that hurt. Wait, what's that? It looks like a castle made of ruby? So we all ran to the castle as fast as we could, but all I could see were the back of Dorothy's emerald green sneakers. When we got there, Dorothy wanted to leave, so I didn't have much of a choice. But Carl the reindeer fox wanted to come, so we all lived happily ever after.
Everyone has their side to the story. No one has listened to mine. If only my daughter understood that. Yes, my daughter. Stolen from me in the dead of night. Passed off as the princess the king and queen were never able to have. Passed off as their daughter. Me, left in the shadows, queen of darkness, mistress of all evil, so they say. I never did anything to the king and queen. I just had a daughter they didn't have. Convenient, right? Maleficent, the outcast, incapable of love. No one would ever suspect Maleficent to have a daughter, much less one so beautiful and princess-like. No, it's just her and a creepy old crow. It's a raven, by the way. I want her back. She doesn't deserve to be raised believing the stories they're feeding her. That I'm out to get her. That I'm the villain in the story. She needs her mother, her real mother. And I need her. I know I may seem like a villain. I have a raven and a dark sense of humor. I have horns and magical powers. People run away from me when they see me and whisper behind my back. I seem evil, but she's my daughter. My daughter. But how do I get her back? She needs to be alone, unguarded, unprotected. Asleep. Asleep, that's it. A raven, we're going to the palace. Lord Raven, now, go find me a spindle. Meanwhile, I'll go find my daughter. Aurora! Aurora! Oh, there you are, dear. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. But come with me and let me show you something. There's a good girl. Now, look at the pretty spindle. And take a nap, dear. I finally got my daughter back. Everyone has their side to the story. Maybe someone will listen to mine.
Howdy again. This last clip you're about to see is from the final song from the Broadway musical Hamilton.
Our kids really wanted to do something from Hamilton, and we thought this last song was appropriate, especially with all of our theaters being dark right now due to the coronavirus. We feel the arts are more vital than ever, especially storytelling. Who will tell your story?
Thanks so much for watching Your Children's Stories.
See you next summer.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name?